blind, have low vision, or have another print disability which makes reading, holding a book, or turning a page difficult or impossible. The content is copyrighted by the respective publishers. For more information, please visit us on the web at nfradioreading.org.
Hello, this is Patricia Mary, and for the next hour, I will be reading from the Saturday, Sunday, December 20th and 21st issue of Off Duty from the Wall Street Journal on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. The 10 best places to visit in 2026 is from our travel page. A historic city celebrating the birth of a nation. A solar eclipse with a side of world-class cuisine and art. A wine region without the price gouging. Consider this fuel list for your 2026 wanderlust. And this is by the Wall Street Journal off-duty staff. All it takes is one big group trip to realize that not everyone goes on vacation for the same reason. To one traveler, a beach is a place to be horizontal. Big hat on head, cocktail straw in mouth. To another, it's a stepping stone to adventure under and atop the waves. A new city can be a challenge. See, eat, experience it all. Or an invitation to zoom in on one area and live like a local. Read on for our annual collection of 10 best places to go in 2026. We've got enough of everything that anyone will find trip inspiration, whether you're chasing your next solar eclipse or your next Michelin star. The first stop is Philadelphia. The two of Philadelphians' favorite things, sports and Philadelphia, will converge in 2026 when the city hosts March Madness. The FIFA World Cup, the MLB All-Star Game, and America's 250th birthday in the span of 4 wild months. The nation's cradle has been preparing for its big year. The Museum of the American Revolution is fresh off a $1 million renovation, and the National Constitution Center will debut new galleries. 6 World Cup matches will take place at Lincoln Financial Field, including a knockout round on July 4th. Even without tickets, you can still cheer and cry with Philly's legendary sports fan at Ojung's, home to Dirty Caesar martini-fueled watch parties, or Marsha's, the city's first bar dedicated to women's sports. For a cozier option, head to Stargazy, a pie shop that has quietly become a hub for soccer-crazed Brits. The next stop could be the Basque Country in Spain. Darkness will inspire travelers to see Spain in a new light this summer. The path of totality of the August 12th solar eclipse will sweep across much of Spain, but Basque Country in the north is our pick for sparser crowds and plenty to do. New itineraries from Wilderness Travel include a eclipse viewing from a hilltop winery bookended by days of eating and hiking in the region. Kim offers an eclipse trip of its own, with a stop at the medieval riverside town of Hondarribia. Start a self-guided trip in San Sebastian, where the revitalized Bell Hotel Lux reopened in June. Then go to Bibelo for its art museum and to Victoria Gazzi's for Gothic cathedrals and well-preserved medieval quarter. The third stop, Okavango Delta in Botswana. When the floods spill over Botswana's Ovakandelo Delta every year, fat antelopes congregate in lush grazing ground, and big predators treat the islands like snack bars. Heavy rains in 2025 means 2026 could be a banner year for wildlife spotting as as water flows out over the delta, reopening waterways to traditional boat safaris. Prime conditions coincide with new stays. Wilderness Specialist and Beyond unveils Sandibi and Nabaxe, two strategically placed under canvas luxury micro camps with just 3 tents each in March. Never campers might opt for Sabida Sa Rono, which opens the same month with stilted suites overlooking the Kasabi River. Or stop Yunnan, China. Yunnan is Chinese southwest, draws intrepid travelers for its mountain scenery, rare tea, and village where traditions preserve. But getting around has long been difficult. In the past few years, though, high-speed rail has expanded in all directions, coming from Kunming, Yunnan's capital. Outfitter Wild China guides travelers along the Kunming-Osana route to explore a once remote western frontier, visiting coffee farms, cheese makers, and truffle hunters. Elsewhere in the province, Songtham's Lodging, where guests can sip house-made Chardonnay, has reopened after a 2-year refurbishment, with a sister hotel coming to Kunming next year. The Dali edition will soon debut in the Kansas Mountains, where you'll be linked to a network of walking trails. Number 5 is the Guadalupe Valley in Mexico. Mexico may be best known for tequila and mezcal, but vintners have long been quietly producing top-notch wines too. Branch out from your usual palate and visit the Guadalupe Valley, around 2 hours south of San Diego, where 70% of the country's wine is made and where a luxurious vineyard hopping vacation can be had for much less than in Napa. Wineries like the Gatantos Vinicola invite visitors in to learn about non-traditional techniques like gravity flow winemaking, while Vana Cava, a whimsical facility built from salvaged old boats, specializes in natural wine. As tends to happen in wine lands, chefs have heard the vineyards call. Olivi Farm to Table opened in 2023, earned a Michelin star in 2025 for its seasonal menus, while Lunaro Chef Sala Avellaro tasting menus zero in on ingredients from the restaurant's farm. The new wellness-focused Banyan Tree Guadalupe Hotel makes lingering in the valley easier than ever. The next stop is Lucknow, India. If cities were people, Lucknow would be the auntie who insists you eat something. On her menu is kebab so tender that legend has it that they were invented for a toothless royal. Aromatic lamb koftas and delicate sheets of cream wrapped around dry fruit. Fresh off Lucknow's designation as a UNESCO Creative City of Gastronomy, tourism officials are spotlighting historic food corridors such as Ahmedabad and Kachau through culinary experiences with local operators like Tornos and Robaro's Walk. Seek out long-standing institutions like Pande Kababi, Rashim's Kababi, and Ramazai, but also explore newer restaurants in the district and the recently opened Food Valley, the country's largest outdoor food court. Beyond the Table, 2026 brings India's first night safari park at Kukrail Reserve Forest. The next stop, number 7, is Tulsa, Oklahoma. In 2026, Cyrus Avery, a Tulsa businessman and a state highway commissioner, led the creation of Route 66. Quickly dubbed the capital of Route 66, Tulsa will be celebrating the Mother Road Centennial with classic car parades, like the Capitol Cruise, and in June, the Route 66 Road Fest, a family-friendly romp. After oogling old cars, lean into nostalgia in the Meadow Gold District, dotted with retro shops and muffler men, giant fiberglass statues of a lumberjack, a cowboy, and more. For our soundtrack, head to Bob Dylan Center or Woody Guthrie Center. More time travel? Stay at the Tulsa Club, an Art Deco jewel recently restored to its 1927 glory. Rotterdam, Netherlands for stop number 8. Amsterdam's canals may be gloriously picturesque, but try finding the elbow room to get a decent photo. Rotterdam, about an hour south, still has plenty of space to breathe. Since being bombed to rubble in World War II, the city has reinvented itself as one of Europe's most experimental urban laboratories, with star architect designed towers and cultural districts built on former docklands. Recent arrivals include Phoenix, a museum of migration crowned with a swooping viewing platform. The Netherlands Photo Museum reopened soon in a century-old warehouse where an exhaustive collection of Dutch photography. Rising from the former Central Post Office, the Post Tower will soon open with shops, restaurants, and Kimpton Hotel. The Tamas, a former tram kiosk, will be reborn as a starting point for an audio-guided walking tour. Number 9, let's visit Central Australia. The outback goes by many names: the bush, the never never, and sunburned country. Yet few of these titles conjured the dusk ochre desert beauty of Oz Red Center, all best explored at a train's pace. Opt for one of the brand new luxury cabins aboard the Don, a nearly 100-year-old rail line, and the 4-day trip from Darwin to Adelaide turns downright decadent. Think Oriental Express, but with more Shiraz and less black tie. The Aurora and the Australia suites come with queen beds, butler service, and free-flowing champagne. Hop off the train at various points, like for lunch by the monolithic Lurua, or to take a quick helicopter ride above the 36 red rock domes of Catatura. The last one is the Andean Choco in Ecuador. Most travelers to Ecuador looking for wildlife skip the mainland in the favor of the Galapagos. But just an hour outside Quito lies the Andean Choco, a vast cloud forest teeming with exotic birds, pumas, ocelots, and giant anteaters, and you no longer need to be an intrepid bushwhacker to enjoy it. In prime toucan and condor spotting territory, the 13 suites at the new Nicello Adventure Lodge come with volcanic views and soaking tubs. Near the adventure hub of Mindo, the newly opened Saloo offers treetop lofts, an infinity pool, and a fine dining restaurant. 2 hours north in the Mashapi Lodge, anchors a vast private reserve and will debut a suspension bridge in April that leads to a panoramic sunset perch. Feel-good bonus. Your tourism dollars support sustainable local livelihoods, reducing reliance on forest-degrading activities like logging, mining, and farming. You're listening to the reading of articles and features from Off Duty from the Wall Street Journal on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Here's an interesting article. It's entitled 20 Odd Questions. Reba McEntire on Boots, Trader Joe's, and the Fine Art of Piddling. The 40-year-old is newly engaged and celebrating the 50th anniversary of her first record deal. Here she discusses her coffee routine, why she never throws anything away, and why sometimes you just need a good wig. And this is by Marshall Hyman. Oklahoma-born Reba McEntire always wanted to be a rodeo cowgirl. I gave up those dreams years ago, said the singer and actress, now 70, who last month celebrated the 50th anniversary of her first record deal. As fate would have it, she signed it after performing the Star-Spangled Banner at the 1974 National Finals Rodeo in Oklahoma City. She since has sold over 58 million albums worldwide, notching dozens of number one singles under her belt, plus 3 Grammy wins, 2 marriages, a Kennedy Center honor, a boot line, a clothing collection with Dillard's, and a restaurant in Atoka, Oklahoma, called Reba's Place. She's busy coaching the 28th season of The Voice and her NBC sitcom Happy Place, co-starring her fiancé, the actor Rex Linn, began its second season last month. The 30th anniversary edition of her album, Starting Over, will be released in January with 3 new bonus tracks. But off-screen and off-stage, splitting her time between Lynn's home in Sherman Oaks, California, and her own in Nashville, Tennessee, McEntire prefers to keep it simple, casual, and comfortable. I still love the Western way of life, she says. Here she discusses her love of organizing, her 100-plus pair of boots, and her enthusiasm for supermarket shopping, especially at Trader Joe's. She says, when I was younger, I played basketball. I barreled raced in the rodeos and sang only every once in a while. Daddy came to me and said, Reba, why do you want to do something you're not good at? You're okay at basketball. You're okay at running barrels, but you've got that voice. You need to be practicing that. It's my God-given gift that I do not take for granted. When it's a singing day, I don't drink anything citrus. Orange juice and grapefruit juice interfere with my resonance. I can't have any dairy whatsoever. I don't overtalk. I don't holler. I don't scream. Instead of cuss words, you just say, good land. It's an expression of great things that have happened. My Uncle Peck used to say, oh, foot, or thunder. I wear cowboy boots. I wear jeans. I love American Native Indian sweater coats. That's just the cowgirl way of life. Deep down, I know that I've probably lived in the West before, because when I go home to Colorado, Montana, Wyoming, it just feels like home. What makes a good pair of jeans? Fit and comfort. Paige jeans are my favorite. I like a medium fit or high-waisted. I love cashmere, but I also have a good cotton sweater. Anything Ralph Lauren. He has the Western line double RL that I absolutely love. You're going to think this is terrible, but I have over 100 pairs of boots. I've got some that are bedazzled with rhinestones and some that are embroidered. I have an embellished pair that has 17 inches tall with a riding heel that I wear on stage. I've been really rough on my hair with heating irons and blow dryers. I had a couple of wigs made that I can put on myself. It just saves my hair tremendously. Somebody asked Dolly Parton, how long does it take to get your hair fixed? She says, I don't know. I'm never there. I like that philosophy. I use Redken shampoo for color-treated hair. It's easy on my hair. I've never tried a fancier shampoo. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. In 1991, my friend Rose Carter started me on a line of face products called Nervor from Japan. It's spelled Noevir. I've been using them ever since. I use their massage cream and their lotion. I also use Rodan plus Fields astringent and serums. Shakely has face products that are really good too. I don't wear a lot of jewelry for every day, just earrings and rings. But when I dress up, I like to layer necklaces, and I love turquoise. The best place to buy turquoise is in Santa Fe, New Mexico. My favorite piece of jewelry is my engagement ring. It's black diamonds set in rose gold. A jewelry store in Austin, Texas named Corman made it for me. Rex also has some longhorn necklaces made there for me. I don't throw anything away. I put sweaters or boots or jeans or jewelry in boxes and I give them away. It's a waste that it's sitting there when somebody else could use it. I love to piddle. Piddle is doing stuff that other people might think is a waste of time. I love cleaning out a closet or a drawer or a cabinet. I like to organize my vitamins. Living in two places means I can piddle in both. Mama grew up during the Depression, so she didn't throw away anything. Her favorite saying was, I might need it. I used to have dinner parties, and the first question was, if you could have a dinner with anyone, living or dead, who would it be? My first answer was always Mama, and then Annie Oakley. Annie Oakley was a good person. She had a big heart, and she helped other people. She was a true sportswoman. Las Vegas is my favorite place to shop. Before we go down to eat at the Cut Steakhouse at the Palazzo, we go to their shops. My favorite hotel is the Four Seasons in Florence, Italy. Great food, great rooms, and it's centrally located. Every room that I've stayed in is really nice. I love Florence. We watch a lot of television. We're into The Last Frontier and just finished The Lowdown. I love Peaky Blinders, and All Creatures Great and Small is one of my favorite shows. My ancestors came from St. Andrews, Scotland. I love that part of the world. Since March of 2020, every morning Rex and I have coffee camp. We have not missed a day. We use Green Mountain light roast beans. I have a Jura, Jura, coffee maker. I do the Trader Joe's vanilla coconut creamer because I like mine sweet. My favorite thing at Trader Joe's is the brioche pumpkin spice bread. It's only available during Halloween and Thanksgiving. I'm serious about it. I stock up. I freeze it. I have 6 loaves in my refrigerator in LA right now. From the design page, help. My husband wants a fake Christmas tree that looks like a Cybertruck. He craves a remote control cone of metal that appears designed by Elon Musk. I want the magic of a real fragrant tree. Can Christmas and our marriage be saved? And this is my Michelle Stellata. Every Christmas, my husband suggests getting a fake tree that doesn't drop needles or drip sap on him when he's stringing lights. I listen respectfully to his wishes because marriage is a two-way street. And then we drive to a wind-blasted tree lot, by whichever enormous shredder most reminds me of my childhood, and lash it to the car roof like a bagged elk. But this year brought a new disturbing bombshell. My husband fell for a fake tree that doesn't even look like a tree. A 6-foot high, minimalistic metal cone devoid of all natural characteristics, including branches, and pre-strung with lights you control from an app on your phone. That looks like something designed by Elon Musk, I said. Exactly, he said, as we both agreed that something designed by Elon Musk could look good in our house. Can Christmas be saved? At first glance, we appeared to be having a private spat over technology versus nature. But with a whopping 83% of U.S. households planning to display an artificial tree this year, according to the American Christmas Tree Association, it began to seem like the real issue was the question of how traditions quietly change. How did we get here, historically speaking? The push for artificial greenery may have started in 1882 when Augusto Wegenhoth, an inventor from Troy, New York, won the first U.S. patent for an imitation tree with wire branches covered with chenille, says curator Chris Cascio of the Hagley Museum and Library in Wilmington, Delaware. Oddly, the fake Christmas tree tradition grew out of ecological concerns in a time when people would go into a forest, cut off the top 4 or 5 feet, and just walk away with it, leaving behind sad, headless trees that never grew taller, says Penny Rested, author of the 1996 book, Christmas in America. Things snowballed from there until the 1950s, when aluminum trees appeared, silver, blue, pink. Rather than lights, they were lit by a motorized floor-mounted color wheel, light that bathed the metallic branches in shifting red, green, blue, and yellow hues. I'm guessing your husband really would have wanted one of those too, Restad said. He would. But why? You're really arguing about how to create magic, which is the whole goal of the holiday season, says Deborah, a psychology professor at Adelphi University in Long Island. And everyone has a different idea of how to do that. For me, magic smells like a big fir tree and requires you to get on your hands and knees to add water and an aspirin tablet to the tree stand, the way my mother did when I was a child. She didn't believe in fake trees, blinking lights, or tree toppers other than an angel with lacy wings, I said. I think I would have liked your mom, said Deborah. She knew what she wanted and passed it on. Her advice? Compromise. If you have space, get more than one tree. Set up a real tree in one room, an artificial tree in the other. You can both have magic. There's a zillion fake tree options. Unfortunately, the ones my husband gravitated towards tended to look either like sparse Charlie Brown trees with barely any branches, easy to break down for storage, or to have pre-lit memory wire branches. He has no idea what memory wire branches are, but insisted we need it for resale. Seriously? For resale? In desperation, I turned to Mark Harmon, founder of Blossom Hill, a Redwood City, California company that sells more than 2,000 different SKUs of fake trees. The best days, the best compromises would be a flip tree, he said, which looks remarkably like a real tree. You store it upside down, then wheel it out from the closet, flip it over, and it opens up like an umbrella, already pre-lit, and your phone app maps where each light is, and you can program the lights to do a barbershop pole effect or cool Christmas patterns. But when I showed it to my husband, he demurred. Oh, well, might as well get a real tree. Great compromise, I said. From Dan Neal in the rumble seat. Across the spectrum of Corvette experiences, the E-Ray feels just right. The E-Ray is the least taxing, most refined, and versatile model among Corvette's available powertrains and offers a lot of bang for a lot of bucks. And again, this is Dan Neal. Now this is the winter of my discontent. Stupid winter. A silver metallic Corvette E-Ray has been sitting in front of my house for days, bored out of its mind. Ice slush gathering in its side-mounted intercoolers. Freshly facelift for the 2026, the E-Ray is the only street-friendly Corvette with all-wheel drive, in addition to the 6.2-liter V-mounted amidships, a 160 horsepower electric motor between the front wheels provide cooperative all-wheel drive. In that system, it's a righteous 655 horsepower. The E-Ray also features a weather drive mode with more progressive throttle response and earlier traction interventions, widening the margins of driver control. My problem is not software, but footwear. While all-season tires are standard equipment, our E-Ray arrived wearing Michelin Pilot Sports tires, known colloquially as summer tires. That staggered Michelins are magical if and when you come up to operating temperatures. But as temperatures fall below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, they get harder, noisier, and less grippy. At 20 they might as well, it's 20 Fahrenheit, they might as well be carved obsidian. All the plows in Kansas can't plow like the E-Ray on cold summer rubber. It didn't help as these lingerie fin tires were wrapped around a set of super capacity exotic crystal lacquer carbon fiber wheels at $13,955 options, all on their own. From the driver's seat, every pothole looked like the mouth of financial hell. Do not use summer-only tires in winter conditions, Corvette's retail website notes, as it would adversely affect vehicle safety, performance, and durability. I can only conclude Corvette is out to get me. I don't know why. I've been generally supportive of Chevy's aspirational standard bearer, now in its 73 year. When you consider the decades of speeding tickets and court fines paid, Corvette owners have built whole communities. I'm especially keen on the C8, which that is the 8th design generation, which came out in 2019, which was the first with the engine located amidships instead of up front. Shifting the center of mass reworded dramatically improved the Corvette's balance and hot shot acceleration. Marquee values for the E-Ray included an official 0 to 60 mile per hour acceleration in 2.5 seconds and a quarter-mile elapsed time of 10.5 seconds. I assume they warmed up the tires beforehand. Anyway, I reviewed a Ferrari, a McLaren, and a Lamborghini. I can expect letters arguing that America's sports car is equal of any of the European exotics for half the cost. Let's not quibble. The E-Ray is certainly a lot of automobile. The damn thing is simply thrilling to look at. the devouring expression, the supersonic roofline, the primal geometrics of airflow, lift, and cooling that inform its shape, and that caboose. The E-Ray shares its wickedly wide rear quarters with the extreme performance ZR1. But it's a lot of money too. If you consider Corvette's year-over-year price increase and steep depreciation curves, the bang for your buck argument kind of fizzles. Still, the bang is epic. The 5 powertrains available constitute 5 distinct experiences. Starting at $70,000, the entry-level Stingray enjoys the services of a big, brassy 6.2-liter V8 pumping out 495 horsepower, paired with an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic. Carbon ceramic brakes and magnetic adaptive dampers come as standard equipment. For most buyers, the Trade Core Corvette is the fastest damn thing they will ever drive. Next up is the E-Ray with its 6.2-liter V8 aided by an electric motor on the front axle. That's starting at $108,000. This, it seems to me, is the Corvette to have, if you are only having one. The least taxing, most refined, and versatile version of the formula. In the least seesawing tedium of daily traffic, slow and fast, the E-motor silently, seamlessly supports the big V8 in those few hundred milliseconds it takes to spool up. In tour drive, automatic gear shifts are heard more than felt. Next, at the opposite end of the emotional spectrum comes the Z06, starting around $120,000. The Z06 shakes its fist at God with a free-breathing 5.5-liter, 670 horsepower V8 fitted with a flat, plain crankshaft. Flirting between gears near its 8,600 miles RPM's red line, the Z06 roars and sees like a blast furnace. It's a glorious noise. They should keep recordings of it in hospitals, on crash carts, and to revive expiring old drives. Some want to pay more. Starting at $183,000, the B-Wing ZR1 adds twin turbos to the 5.5-liter V8, netting a deeply unsettling 1,064 horsepower. Lastly, for special customers on special medications, Corvette builds the ZR1X, which marries hybrid all-wheel drive with the thermalizing insanity in the back of the ZR1, slamming 1,250 horsepower to the ground in a electromagnetic coupled instant. The VR1X can bolt to 60 miles per hour in under 2 seconds on its way to a quarter mile under 9 seconds. It turns left and right too. Last summer, the development team lapped the Norenshard test track in a mind-bending 6 minutes, thumping not a few $500,000 exotic into the process. Who'd I rather? The ZR1 and the ZR1X variants require astronaut training. The Z06 with the orgasmatic flat plane crankshaft would be too loud for the street, my street at least. For reasons having nothing to do with fuel efficiency, which is dismal, by the way, and everything to do with courtesy, I'll take the E-Ray. You see, like its siblings, the E-Ray is a hell of a loud, obnoxious even. Shattering the stillness of a winter morning, the car's cold start cycling sounds like someone is docking a PT boat at the curb. The hybrid E-Ray includes stealth features, which provides a few miles of electric-only range at speeds up to 45 miles an hour. That's enough to sneak out of the house early in the morning or arrive dead in the night without waking the family, or worse, the HOA noise wardens. Winter is cold enough. The price tested for Dan Neal's car was $149,105. Dream on, everyone. From the food and drink page, the pro party move this holiday season: shrimp cocktail with 2 sauces. A little retro, fancy, but never fussy, shrimp cocktail is festive food guests go gaga for. Savvy hosts know it's a low lift, make ahead miracle. And this is by Odette Williams. Here we are, back half of December, and I don't know about you, but I'm deep in the holiday party jingle. Next up on my festive agenda, instead of waiting in line at the annoying Cool Oyster Bar, I've invited some buddies over and recreate the vibe at home. Overhead lights off, candles lit. I think I'll play Van Halen. I've always wanted to walk into a party with Why Can't This Be Love playing. The extravagant 80s sound feels right for shrimp cocktail. I'll pick up some budget-friendly cremant that drinks like champagne. It's spelled CREMANT. A few bags of ice and some medium large raw shell-on shrimp. A quick poach at home guarantees they won't be rubbery or bland like the pre-cooked kind so often are. Only a fool would meddle with classic cocktail sauce recipe, but I've given the pink sauce, aka Marie Rose sauce, I grew up with in Australia, a couple of overdue tweaks: Tabasco and fresh dill. Shrimp cocktail can be served in so many fun ways. For a small party, prep individual servings in a vintage cocktail glass ahead of time, chill them, and dress them just before serving. If you're expecting a larger crowd, pile ice on large platters, spread your shrimp out on top, and let everyone keel their own. If you really want to put on a show, call a friend and together Google DIY shrimp power. One parting tip: no matter what hemisphere you're celebrating in, keep the avocado out of there. Shrimp cocktail with 2 classical sauces. Poach your shrimp ahead and have them chilling in the refrigerator and ready to serve when party time rolls around. This recipe includes both a cocktail sauce and a pink sauce. Serving both feels extra festive. And the chilling time and everything else is 1 hour and 45 minutes. The ingredients for the shrimp: 2 quarts, which is 8 cups of water, 1 cup of white wine, 1 lemon halved, 2 bay leaves, 1 tablespoon of whole black peppercorns, 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar, 1.5 pounds of medium large raw shrimp in shells, heads removed and deveined. For the cocktail sauce, you need 1 cup of ketchup, 3 tablespoons of finely grated horseradish or jarred horseradish, 3 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, a half a teaspoon of hot sauce such as Tabasco, a quarter of a teaspoon of kosher salt, freshly ground black pepper. For the dilly pink sauce, you need 3/4 a cup of mayonnaise, a quarter cup of ketchup, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, 3 teaspoons of hot sauce, a quarter of a teaspoon of kosher salt, freshly ground pepper, a quarter of a cup of finely chopped dill, plus more for garnish. To garnish, lemon cheeks, herbs or other greens such as iceberg lettuce wedges, celery leaves, or dill fronds. Preparation. Directions. Prepare the poaching liquid. In a medium saucepan, combine water and wine. Squeeze lemon halves over pot and add along with bay leaves, peppercorn, sugar, and salt. Bring to a gentle simmer over high heat. Then reduce heat to medium-low. Meanwhile, fill a large bowl with ice and water. Add half the shrimp to the simmering poaching liquid and cook until pink and just cook through 2 to 3 minutes. Use a slotted spoon to transfer shrimp to ice water to halt cooking, then transfer to a colander to drain. Repeat with remaining shrimp. Once all shrimp are cooked and drained, pat dry with paper towels. Leave tails on and either peel or leave shells on as desired. Make the sauces. For each sauce, combine all ingredients in a small serving bowl. Taste and adjust seasoning to your liking. Garnish pink sauce with dill fawns. To serve, arrange shrimp in individual cocktail glasses or other vessels of similar size, with a dollop of one or both sauces on the side. Or spread shrimp over a platter covered with ice and serve sauces in small bowls alongside. If you're feeling really fancy, build a shrimp tower. Garnish with lemon cheeks and herbs or other greens. Other article from the food and drink. This easy Italian dessert is just 2 ingredients and everything we want right now. Avocado is what happens when a frosty dollop of gelato meets espresso. Expect to see a lot of it. This is by Odette Williams. Send up the white smoke. Chime the bells. I've officially elected the dessert of winter, avocado, the 2-ingredient Italian finale to a meal. Couldn't be simpler or more chic. Espresso and gelato. When only 2 ingredients are in play, make them outstanding. Espresso with a nice head of crema, and the ideal here, gelato al fora di latte. Just the best milk and cream sweetened, no need for any flavoring. If you can buy it at your local gelato shop, do. If not, use a good vanilla ice cream. Beyond the requisite cold scoop plopped into hot coffee, avocati can come in whimsical serving styles. I track them all hungrily in real life and on Instagram in various states of undress. Here we go. There's the thing about avocado. It gets you dreaming of languid Italian lunches. You're in a palazzo with friends, or yet better, a lover. Last summer, as at Mizzy Pasto, a avocatier bar in Brooklyn, Chef Missy Robbins served me an avocado made with chilled coffee. On a sweltering night, it hit like a lightning bolt. I even got the intel on the coffee. Trucillo, a family-run operation out of Salerno. It's the greatest coffee around, Robbins assured me. She serves her avocado in a chilled glass, short and not too wide. Spread thickly around the perimeter and down the sides of the glass, the gelato forms a hollow, just the right size for a double shot of espresso. Whether the coffee is hot or cold, this method keeps the gelato from melting too quickly and lets you linger longer with your spoon. Biscotti or beautifully wrapped Italian chocolates on the side are optional. A striped sundress with a little structure is not. Avocado. You can simply drop a scoop of gelato into a cup, or you can spread the gelato around the insides to create a cool cradle for the espresso. It takes 10 minutes and it serves 2. Your ingredients are 4 large scoops good of vanilla gelato or unflavored if you can find it. 2 to 4 shots of espresso. Biscotti or Italian chocolates are extra. Scoop or paddle gelato into 2 small serving glasses or cups. Pour in hot espresso. Serve pronto with spoons. Enjoy. The best pairing for these irresistible bar snack. A shot, of course. Here, 4 compulsively crunchable recipes to fuel your holiday revels. And for pairing both festive and fuss-free. How about a shot? By Megan Kirkbond. Bar Benjamin in West Hollywood has fried pickle dip. Bone Scene in Portland, Oregon flex its mix of nuts and chana dal with ground lime leaves. Bar Snack in New York's East Village proves that Carlsberg dip is the best scooped with barbecue potato chips. You've got your pickle plates and unami popcorns. the lupini beans, and homemade Cheez-Its, smoked oyster dips, and caviar on absolutely everything. Across the U.S., the bar snacks have never been better. Having a stash of snacks on hand for both hosting and lollygagging on the couch will make the holiday sprint so much more enjoyable. All you need is something to drink with them. You could put up a batch of martinis in your freezer or make some spritz. But to maintain a sense of ease, why not just pour a round of shots? Dan Stevens, owner of Tall Boy in Oakland, California, sees an uptick in customers buying rounds of shots in this convivial season. It's a ceremony. It's a toast. More often than not, says Stevens. There's something about having that moment when you're congregating with people that you don't always get to see. So you fill your pantry with fish sauce caramel corn, vegan chorizo Chex Mix, cult favorite bar nuts, and a top-notch burnt olive ranch dip, and your shot glasses with perfect pairings for each. What a way to toast the turn of the year. Burnt olive ranch. Devotees of Christina and Dave Rizzo's East Village, New York Tex-Mex spot, Yellow Rose, were happy to commute with the two open Rosemary in Williamsburg, Brooklyn 6 months ago. A staple of the new restaurant, deep-fried cheese curds, accompanied by this tangy, luscious ranch dip. The ranch gets a cool bass note from olives baked until thoroughly burnt. For those who aren't interested in deep frying at home, Dave Rizzo recommends serving with baked potato wedges. But to be honest, this ranch will work with anything you can dip. Takes an hour and it serves 1.5 cups. And you need pitted Castelvantro olives, 1 teaspoon of grapeseed oil, 1 cup of mayonnaise, a half a cup of buttermilk, a quarter of a cup of dill packed, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of onion powder, 1.5 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, a quarter of a teaspoon of salt, baked potato wedges or breadsticks for dipping. Directions: preheat oven to 450 degrees. Toss olives in 1 teaspoon of grapeseed oil and place on a sheet pan. Roast until olives are completely burnt. About 45 minutes. They should be crunchy enough that you can break them between your fingers. Let cool completely. In a blender, combine burnt olives, mayonnaise, and buttermilk. Blend until very smooth. Add garlic powder, onion powder, dill, lemon juice, and salt. Blend well. Adjust seasoning as needed. Serve with baked potato wedges or roast and breadsticks. For shots to go with this recipe, they recommend, bar director Margaret Fitzgerald recommends Matchbook Distilling CO's Underhand Amaro, which sells for $40 for 750 milliliters. Bold, bittersweet Amaro made with Chinese 5-spice and Sichuan peppercorns at a distillery on Long Island's North Fork. You have been listening to the reading of articles and features from Saturday, Sunday, December 20th and 21st issue of Off Duty from the Wall Street Journal. We read from Off Duty every Saturday at 6 p.m. Your reader has been Patricia Mary. Thank you for listening. God bless and be safe out there and have a happy holiday. One more recipe, the Meyer Lemon Bar Nuts. The bar nuts at True Lauren in San Francisco's Mission District has much of a following as co-owner Nicholas Torrey's much heralded cocktails. And it takes 30 minutes and it makes 4 cups. You need a finishing salt, which is 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of citric acid. For the brine, you need 8 cups of water and 1/3 of a cup of salt. For the nuts, you need 3 quarts of rice bran oil for frying, 1 cup of blanched whole peanuts, 1 cup of blanched whole almonds, 3/4 of a cup of blanched whole hazelnuts, 1 1/3 cup of walnuts halved, a cup of sugar, and 1 Meyer lemon zest. Directions: make the finishing salt. In a small bowl, combine salt and citric acid. Make the brine. In a medium pot, combine 8 cups of water and the salt and bring to a boil. Pour rice bran oil into a Dutch oven and heat over medium-high to 350 degrees. Blanch all nuts together in brine, about 5 minutes. Use a spider or other strainer to remove nuts from boiling brine and drain well. Working quickly and carefully, pour nuts into a large bowl and add sugar, mixing to coat very evenly. Strain any syrup off nuts and gently place in hot oil. Fry nuts until nicely brown but not burnt, about 4 minutes. Drain well. In a large bowl, toss nuts with finishing salt. Sprinkle Meyer lemon zest over top. And try this for a shot. Maybe sip on this one. Tori suggested the Chateau de Palant Selection 5-year-old Amagat. It's nutty paired with light citrus notes that give a finish. And let me spell that. It's more like a cognac. Armagnac. And that's the kind of drink that would go best with these mixed nuts. And it's $52 for a 750 milliliter bottle. Again, thank you.
Coming up next in the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, we have Harper's Magazine. At 8 o'clock, we have Sports Illustrated. At 9 o'clock, we have The Athletic, a section of the New York Times. Stay with us for these readings and more through the rest of the evening.
Hello, this is Marian Heatherly, Community Engagement Coordinator for your Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, and I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes as another year comes to a close. We've been reflecting on what we've accomplished in 2025 and what needs to be done in the new year, and you, our listeners, are at the heart of everything. One of our most important goals in 2026 is to sign up new listeners. More than 100,000 people across the Western New York, Greater Rochester, Southern Ontario region with vision loss, limited mobility, learning disabilities, or other reading challenges would benefit from our programming, but we only know a fraction of them because they're listening online. We love that you're using the service. Could you please take a moment now to let us know you're listening online by calling 716-821-5555 extension 5 and leaving a message. Or just send us a quick email to read@nfradioreading.org. It's very important for funding applications and other activities to have an accurate count of listeners. We'd also appreciate listeners' help spreading the word about radio reading. Our listeners are the best ambassadors of the service because you know us and use us. Do you belong to a group that would like radio reading to come speak? Please give us a call at 716-821-5555 extension 3. Do you have a friend or loved one who would benefit from radio reading? Please have them give us a call at 716-821-5555 extension 3. Do you live in a group home or senior living center where more people would benefit from radio reading? Please give us a call at 716-821-5555 extension 3. The most important message we want to share this holiday season is thank you to all of our listeners who have supported radio reading in 2025. By listening, by making a donation, by attending an event, by spreading the word about us, by connecting a new listener with us. You're incredibly important to us as we review our accomplishments of the past year and plan for the future, so we can keep our programming free for everyone who needs it and reach more people who would benefit. On behalf of the entire team at Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, may the joys of the holiday season be with you all.
following program is intended for listeners who are blind, have low vision,